Have you ever flipped a light switch and just stopped to think? Where does that power actually come from? It feels like magic, but it's not. It's science. For a very long time, most of our electricity has come from burning things like coal or natural gas, but that makes our air and water dirty. So we've started looking up, way up, about 93 million miles up to our very own star, the sun. What if we could just catch that sunlight and use it to power our world? Well, we can. And we do it with something amazing called a solar farm. So what is a solar farm? Imagine a huge open field, but instead of growing corn or wheat, it's growing electricity. That's a solar farm. It's a large-scale power plant where thousands, sometimes millions of solar panels are all set up together. These panels are tilted just right to soak up as much sunshine as they possibly can throughout the day. They are arranged in neat rows, covering acres and acres of land. It's a breathtaking sight, really. A technological garden harvesting pure energy directly from the sun, turning wide-open spaces into massive power generators for our cities and towns. The heart of this whole operation is the solar panel itself. How does it work? Think of a solar panel as a special kind of sandwich. It's made of layers, and the most important layer is made of silicon, which is a material found in sand. When sunlight, which is made of tiny particles of energy called photons, hits this silicon layer, it knocks electrons loose from their atoms. It's like the sunlight gives these tiny electrons a little push. This push gets them moving, and when a whole lot of electrons start moving in the same direction, you get an electric current. It's that simple. Sunlight in, electricity out. Each individual panel doesn't make a ton of electricity on its own. That's why we need so many of them working together as a team. The main components of a solar farm are, of course, the solar panels, which are also called photovoltaic or PV modules. Then you have the mounting systems, which are the strong metal racks that hold the panels up and angle them toward the sun. You also need inverters, which are like translators. They convert the type of electricity the panels make, DC, into the type our homes use, AC. And finally, you have transformers and a substation to get the power ready for its long journey. Now, let's connect the dots. We have all these solar panels making electricity out in a field, but how does that power get to your house so you can charge your phone or watch your favorite show? This is where the rest of the solar farm's equipment comes into play. The direct current, or DC electricity, generated by the panels flows through wires to a central inverter, or many smaller inverters. This is a crucial step because our homes, schools, and businesses all run on a different kind of electricity called alternating current, or AC. The inverter is the magic box that makes this switch happen safely and efficiently. Once the electricity is converted to AC, it's still not quite ready for the big time. The voltage needs to be increased so it can travel long distances without losing too much energy along the way. Think of it like increasing the water pressure in a very, very long hose. This job is handled by a transformer. The transformer steps up the voltage, preparing the electricity to enter the main power grid. The solar farm's own substation gathers all this high-voltage power from across the entire facility and gets it ready for its grand journey onto the transmission lines that crisscross our country. Next, the clean, sun-powered electricity is sent out onto the high-voltage transmission lines. These are the giant metal towers and thick cables you see stretching for miles across the landscape. The electrical grid is like a superhighway for electricity. Power plants of all types, solar, wind, and older fossil fuel plants, all feed electricity onto this shared highway. The electricity from the solar farm mixes with electricity from other sources and travels at nearly the speed of light to a local substation in your neighborhood. It's a massive, interconnected system designed to deliver power wherever it's needed, whenever it's needed. Finally, the journey is almost complete. When the electricity reaches the substation near your community, another transformer steps in to do the opposite of what the first one did. It steps the voltage down to a much lower, safer level that is suitable for use in our homes and businesses. From there, the electricity travels through the smaller power lines that run along your street, right to your home's electrical panel. So when you flip that switch, the electrons that start moving could have gotten their initial push from a sunbeam that landed on a solar panel many miles away. It's a remarkable journey from a photon to your popcorn maker. The biggest, most important reason we're building all these solar farms is for the health of our planet. It's a game changer. Unlike traditional power plants that burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas, solar farms create electricity without releasing harmful greenhouse gases into our atmosphere. There's no smoke, no soot, no carbon dioxide. This is incredibly important because those gases trap heat and are the main driver of climate change, leading to more extreme weather and rising sea levels. Every single watt of energy we get from the sun is a watt we didn't have to get by polluting our world. Solar energy is a renewable resource. What does that mean? It means we will never run out of it, at least not for another 5 billion years or so. The sun is an incredibly reliable and powerful fusion reactor in the sky. It provides more energy to the Earth in a single hour than all of humanity uses in an entire year. By harnessing this limitless power, we reduce our dependence on finite resources like fossil fuels, which are not only dirty but will eventually be depleted. Tapping into solar power gives us energy security, ensuring we have the power we need for generations to come without fighting over scarce resources. Using solar power also helps keep our air and water clean. The burning of fossil fuels releases pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides, which can cause acid rain, smog, and respiratory problems for people and animals. It can also contaminate our water sources. Solar farms don't have any of those nasty side effects. They just sit there, silently and cleanly converting sunlight into power. This means healthier communities, especially for those living near power plants, and a healthier ecosystem for everyone. It's a way to power our lives without poisoning the very environment we depend on to live. Furthermore, solar farms can be good for the land in other ways. While they do take up a lot of space, they can often be built on land that isn't suitable for farming or development, like deserts or brownfields. Some innovative solar farms are even being designed to allow for agriculture to happen right underneath the panels, a practice called agrivoltaics. This allows us to produce both food and clean energy from the same piece of land. It's a win-win, showing how we can integrate our energy needs with our environmental and agricultural needs in a smart, sustainable way. Of course, like any big, world-changing technology, solar farming isn't without its challenges. We have to consider them because that's how science works. We identify problems and we engineer solutions. One of the biggest challenges is that the sun doesn't shine at night, and it can be hard to see on a very cloudy day. This means solar farms produce power intermittently. To solve this, we are developing massive batteries that can store the extra energy collected on a sunny day and release it at night, or when it's overcast, ensuring a steady and reliable supply of power around the clock. Another consideration is the space they require. Solar farms need a lot of land to generate the same amount of power as a more compact fossil fuel plant. This means we have to be thoughtful about where we build them to avoid disrupting sensitive ecosystems or taking up valuable farmland. Scientists and engineers are working on this too. They are creating more and more efficient solar panels that can generate more electricity from a smaller area. We're also exploring creative locations like building solar farms on reservoirs or integrating them into our cities on rooftops and highways. Despite these challenges, the future of solar energy is incredibly bright. The cost of solar panels has dropped dramatically over the last decade, making it one of the cheapest sources of new electricity in many parts of the world. As technology continues to improve, solar power will only become more affordable, more efficient, and easier to integrate into our lives. We are at a tipping point where choosing clean energy isn't just the right thing to do for the environment, it's also the smart thing to do for our economy. It's progress. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a world where every rooftop glistens with solar panels. Imagine vast, clean power plants in our deserts, silently powering our cities. Imagine breathing cleaner air and knowing that the energy you use to live your life is helping to protect our planet, not harm it. This future isn't a far-off dream. It's a future we can build, panel by panel. By embracing the power of the sun, we can, and we will, create a brighter, cleaner, and more sustainable world for everyone. Let's get to work. To attend a live presentation, reach out to Kenesha Smart or call +1 876 229 9656. Don't wait. Start filling out the application form right away.